Hello, this is Amanda Medic. I am on the Strategic Partnerships team, and I am your account manager for myCMS. And I'm super excited to show you the new editor today. We have launched this new editor last week for Chrome, and just today we launched it for Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, and all of the different major browsers. So I'm super excited to show you this. If any questions come up before or after, we have an amazing customer care team that's standing by to answer those at 866-614-9372, and I'll be sure to give that phone number again at the end of the presentation. So if you are familiar with myCMS, you know that I have started on the My Profile tab here. I always like to start on the My Profile tab because, as per usual, nothing new with the new editor. All of this information is going to appear on all of your marketing materials, be it a pre-built piece or a custom piece that you create. So you really want to be sure that all of this information is up to date and correct, especially when it comes to your agent photo. You want to have a recent photo. You want to make sure that you have the right logo. You want to make sure that everything is spelled correctly and there's capitalization where capitalization should exist. So I always like to give a quick reminder on, hey, just so you know, all of this information automatically pulls on all of your marketing material. So today we are here to discuss and to learn about the new editor. Great thing about the new editor is you can utilize it on your desktop, but you can also utilize it on your iPad or your tablet technology now. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose a piece here. Maybe I'll do a just sold. And I'm going to click on the piece, same functionality here, and then I'm going to click Create Edit. Great thing about the new editor is you should see enhanced loading times. So it's going to be quicker to load, quicker to import, and overall more easy to use. So before it would launch you into some random window, and now you're in the same window and with a cleaner UI, so cleaner user interface. So here is my piece. So I'm a little hard of sight here, so I'm going to go ahead and click zoom, and I'm going to zoom in so that we can all see the piece and we can work on it together. You'll also notice that I don't have 8,000 buttons at the top any longer. We've really cleaned it up, so it's very easy to use and it's very intuitive. So anything that I wanted to add, or if I click on something, I'm going to have nice little libraries. So a difference between clicking on an image, before I had all of those options at the top, right? So now if I click on something, I have this nice little library. Okay, what do we want to do with this specific image? I can replace that image, I can crop that image, I can hyperlink, and if I had hyperlinks, I can unhyperlink as well. I can also delete this image. Again, at the top here, I have all of my different options. I'm going to choose an image, and I want to add a new image. So I can press replace, but you'll notice on the right-hand side, I already have the option. So I can upload an image. Really great item about the new editor is now I can drag and drop. So I can choose a whole folder here and just drag and drop my image files in there. I guess I don't have an image in there. Let's open this folder up. And then I can just simply drag and drop, move it into here. Having a little bit of issue on my demo. Click over here. Change that image, copy and paste it in there, and then it will automatically load as my images, so I can drag and drop as many as I'd like. You still have that same option to select a file, so I can still select a file and go into my different libraries and pictures and choose them this way if I'd like as well. And then I'm simply going to upload. And here's where you're going to see a great upload already complete, a great time. I can close that, and now I can work with this specific image. So I can still move it around, I can make it bigger, I can crop it, I can, change it if I wanted to do some funky side stuff. And still my library exists at the bottom because I'm still working with that image. Similarly with text, if I click on that text box, I'll have this nice little text box library, so I can change the font if I'd like. I can change the, oops, I clicked on that. I can change the font size. So if I wanted to make them bigger, smaller, I can bold, I can italicize, I can underline, I can change the text color, I can change the background color, I can also use bullet points or number lists, and then you'll notice these three little dots right here. So these are being used a lot on Google or Gmail or websites that have been optimized for mobile, and these are just going to give me more options. So I'm going to click on my three little buttons, and now I have additional options on how I'd like to work with this text box. So I can decrease or increase my indent. I can use different line heights. I can do text alignment. I can use special characters. I can insert or edit a hyperlink. I can remove a hyperlink. I can use superscript or subscript. And then I can find and replace, copy and paste, and cut. I can also use the delete option here. Again, all of this information pulled from your profile, so you shouldn't have to edit any of that. But if I wanted to add additional things, that's where this library up here would take place. So I can add shapes still. So if I wanted to stylize this, if I wanted to use a square, a circle, or a line, I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger so that you can see an example of why we would want to use maybe these shapes. So I'm going to put a square, and I want this to appear over the image over here on the right-hand side. So I can change the background color. Maybe I want it to be a nice, it's about to be fall, I'll do a nice fall red. I can do a border color, so if I wanted it to be black, I can choose that border thickness. So if I wanted it to be a little border or a big border, I can also choose the opacity. So if I wanted to see that photo through my image, this is also nice because it shows you the percentage of opacity. Previously within that editor, it didn't give you that advantage, but if you wanted to use the same opacity on other pieces, now it gives you that specific percentage. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I can still add a map. So again, I'm going to have that nice library at the bottom here. I can change the map type. I can change the zoom. I can toggle the push pin. I can link it or I can unlink it. I can also delete or obviously update the address. I can also add a video. So right away it's going to add this default photo image, and I can just add my link in here. Just put youtube.com and press OK. But then even with this video, it's already linked. I have those options. So I can replace. I can use an image of my own, or I can use a stock image that we've already have created for you. I can crop it. I can link it again, or I can unlink it, or I can absolutely delete it. Same with article. So it's just going to add me a text box here. And then you'll notice on the library that I have all of the different articles, stock articles that we've put in here for you. So the copy and the content that we've put in here for you. So I can choose maybe a smaller article on lending pros and cons, fit that into my piece nicely, and then I'll have all of those text box editing tools and options as well. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. It's becoming a little messy on my piece here. I can also add additional text boxes, and I can add those images as we've seen before. A great thing about the system is I can always undo or redo. We used to call this layer up and layer down, and now we call it forward and backward. It's just made a little bit more sense to everybody who we surveyed and tested. I can still preview my piece, what it's going to look like if I email it or print it. And then you'll notice on the right-hand side, I still have the options to work within these different elements using these different options. The system is still going to allow you to use these pieces in multi-channel different ways, so you can send them in different channels. And how we could do that is we've got this nice little carousel, and it's going to bring me to my postcard back, and then my email footer. So this is what it's going to look like if I email it out. All of my profile information automatically pulled. And this is what it's going to look like if I direct mail or if I self-print it back. So that's basically the new editor. Again, it's very easy to use and very intuitive. Anything that you click on, you can always undo or redo, so don't be afraid to click around and play for a bit. Saving is going to be a lot faster, so it's always going to default to save as. So I'm going to save this as my test. It's going to save a lot quicker. It's not going to ask me 1,000 times if I'm sure that I want to save my piece like it previously did. And my piece is saved. Now I can exit, or if I wanted to, create this in a different way, or I'm making multiple different pieces, so maybe I just did 123 street address, and now I want to do 123 Main Street. I can recreate this, and then I'm going to click Save again, and I'll simply just change the name, and I'll have that Save As option once again. I'm going to go ahead and exit the editor. It takes me right out and back to my piece and ask me, like it did previously, what would you like to do with this? So I have all of these different options. I can go back into the editor. I can grab a PDF and print at my desk, or bring a PDF to Kinko's. I can order. We are fully integrated with Shutterfly. I can email. I can post to my website or post an image to social media. I can add to a campaign, or I can delete. So that's as simple as it is to create and use the new editor. So if you have any questions at all, again, that number for customer care is 866-614-9372. Thanks.